Hello everybody, it's me, MissBugs. Today we're going to be doing one of these jelly drinks. I've been wanting to do these for a while, so we're going to use this ice drink and let's get into it. So first of all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my drink, whatever drink you want to use, and I'm going to pour it into this mixing bowl with a spout because later on we're going to pour it, so the spout's going to make it a lot easier. So I'm just going to pour everything into the bowl. After you have your drink poured into your mixing bowl, I'm just going to move that over to the side, and then I'm going to carefully peel off the label off of the bottle. Make sure that you don't rip it because you will need to use this later to make our jelly look real. So after you get that off, put that in a safe place so it doesn't get damaged. And then take your bottle and cut a slit in it. I find that it's easier to cut it beforehand instead of waiting until it jellies and then trying to cut into it because you can damage your jelly. So I cut a slit in beforehand, and then here I show you wrapping it with some saran wrap, but I actually taped it shut first. So after I taped it, then I went on and wrapped it in the saran wrap too. So that way it was like really secured, really tight to make sure that it didn't leak. You can use whatever tape you have. Duct tape I think would probably be the best, but I just used some regular Scotch tape and it worked fine with the saran wrap. Next we're going to take some Knox unflavored gelatin, and I'm just going to use 4 packages. The more packages you use, the jellier, like the more secure it will be, but I'm just going to use 4 for this one, but in a lot of other videos I've seen them use 8. So I empty all 4 packages into a mixing bowl with 50 milliliters of water, and I give that a quick stir until all of my Knox is pretty much dissolved into the water. And then I stick it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. If it's not all the way mixed in, if you still see clumps and it's not liquidy like this, then I'd stick it in for another 30 seconds, so a minute altogether. So after I have it all stirred up and mixed in good, then I'm just going to pour this right into my drink mix. And to warn you guys ahead of time, this stuff is funky. This Knox gelatin stuff, it stinks, so be prepared. So after I pour it in, I give that a stir and I mix that in for quite some time so that I make sure all my gelatin mixture is mixed in with my drink. After I have it all mixed in, then I'm going to pour it back into my bottle. And I poured slow here because I was trying to avoid getting all these bubbles, but I got them anyway. So I know you can take a spoon and kind of scrape the bubbles off the top if you want to. But I'm just pouring it in slowly. Now the bubbles are gone. After you have it all poured in all the way to the rim, you want to put your top on and put it in the refrigerator overnight. Now, this is the next day, and I pulled all my saran wrap and my tape off, and I can feel in my slit to see if it's jelly like I want it to be, or gummy, and it is good enough. I think I messed up because I stuck it in the freezer when I woke up just to make sure that it's solidified all the way. Don't do that because I think my gel started to freeze. If you leave it in there for like an hour before you put it in the refrigerator, I think that's fine. But since I had it in the refrigerator all night and then stuck it in the freezer, it kind of started to freeze, so don't do that. But it still turned out okay. I'm definitely going to do another one with a different drink and the 8 packages to see the difference. But with the 4 packages, this is how this one turned out. So I'm carefully peeling off all of my plastic, which took me quite some time, and it wasn't the easiest thing in the world. You have to have a lot of patience with this part because if you just rip it off, you can cut into your gummy. So just be real patient with this part and just rip it off slowly in sections. So I ripped off the middle, as much of the middle as I could first. and then the bottom just slid off pretty easy. I cut off a little more around the top, and then I actually unscrewed the lid and pushed the rest of it out, and it came out pretty good. So I was pretty happy with my bottle. I really feel like it could have been firmer, so I do recommend the 8 packs of the gelatin, and when I do my next one, I'm going to use the 8 packs. But still, all in all, after I put the label and the cap on, it still looked pretty tricky. It looked pretty cool. It looked like the bottle. All my kids were like, whoa, awesome, and is that real? So it was pretty cool for them. Here I'm holding it, and you know, it was pretty solid. It was just really jelly. So next time with the more packets, I think it'll be easier. So here's the finished project. And now for the fun part that everybody loves, cutting it up. So after all that work, let's just slice this thing open. And it really cuts really easy. So here's a little slice here. You can see the texture. It's really smooth. Really nice looking slice there. Cut the rest up, and then afterwards we'll have a little taste. And cut the top off. There's all my bubbles. So after we have everything cut up, let's have a little bite of this. And I'm not a big fan of the flavor. The Knox does take out a lot of the flavor, I think. If you want to add a little bit more flavor, I'd recommend adding a real Jell-O pack. So, but all in all, the gummy experience, it turned out good. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you on my next video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye!